Hey guys, this is Nick from ForexForNoobs.com with my midday analysis. If you enjoy this analysis and my other videos, hit the subscribe button below this video. Subscribing to my YouTube channel gives you an instant notification whenever I add a new video. Also, please hit the like button below if you find this video useful. So before I start the analysis, I want to explain how it works so you can actually use it in your trading. On most Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, I hold a live analysis session for my Forex Mastermind students. These sessions are recorded and posted to YouTube. I say most because some days I'm busy and other days I'm not trading, and I have a rule: when I'm not trading, I do not post analysis. In the analysis, I look for price action reversal setups on around 10 to 20 pairs that I'm currently trading. I check every time frame for every pair, taking a systematic approach to doing analysis. Personally, I do this analysis several times per day, but only the midday session is recorded, as most setups are spotted then. So what are setups? A reversal setup occurs when price stalls at an area of support resistance and a transition of power occurs, from buyers to sellers or from sellers to buyers. I wait for price to approach these areas and spot potential setups. But these setups are not actual trades. When I share a setup on this analysis, it doesn't mean I'm entering the trade right away. Setups are just setups, and many setups do not trigger, so they never actually become trades. But some of them do, of course, and some of them become trades. To understand this, you have to know a little bit about my strategy, which I share for free on ForexForNoobs.com, and there's a link to the strategy also below. I use 4 different tags in the name of these analysis videos. The tags are in brackets at the end of the name. It's important to know these tags just so you understand what is in the video. So if you see no setups, that means there are no setups today, obviously. If you see upcoming setups on, that means there are no setups, but I have spotted some very strong support resistance areas, which may lead to setups later in the day. So that could be anywhere between a few hours to a whole day. And if it's tagged with setups on, that means there are setups today, and I'm sharing potential trades in the video itself. So let's get started with the analysis. Okay, welcome to today's midday analysis. Today is Tuesday, the 30th of May, 2017. Time is 12:10 here in the UK. So let's get started. You're looking at an GBPCAD daily chart. And what are we seeing on GBPCAD? Well, price has broken below support. Now it's coming back up to test that, so that could have become resistance. Well, it has become resistance, it's quite clear. But there's no real potential for a trade here. Yeah, let's skip this. Well, not skip it, but there's nothing really happening here, so we can't really take any trades there. By the way, guys, if you see any potential trades on some of the pairs that aren't listed here, then just get ready to mention them towards the end of this webinar. That way we could take a look at them. So if you see anything potential coming up, just note it down, and when I get to the end of this list, we'll take a look at it. All right, so AUDJPY, what's going on with AUDJPY? AUDJPY is actually stalling on top of this support area. Unfortunately, this candle where it stalled is quite huge. So as far as trades go, it'd be a bit tough to enter an actual trade here. Yeah, so there's nothing I would actually want to trade here on AUDJPY. All right, AUD New Zealand, very similar thing. We got a big, huge indecision candle forming on top of the support area, but it's a huge indecision candle, so it doesn't really give us much leeway in terms of our stop and target. As you know, I like to enter at the high of indecision and have a stop at the low. So it's going to give us a risk to reward ratio of 0.8. So there's not really much opportunity here. I don't really see this as a good time to enter long on AUD New Zealand. Let's look at some of the lower time frames, just see what's happening. On the lower time frames, we get a clearer picture of what's happening, and this is why we switch time frames a lot. This is a key reason to switch time frames a lot. On the lower time frames, we can see what's happening. So it's broken below the support area. Support looks like it may have become resistance, and now it could be bouncing away. So this could be a continuation a continuation down. It's just very messy at the moment. So there's nothing that I would really want to trade here. AUD USD, what's going on with AUD USD? Looks like it's continuing down, really. Yeah. You guys, some of you guys were short on AUD USD last week. Wasn't the best setup to enter, to be honest, but after you entered, I mean, you were committed at that point, so I suggested that you guys stay in. And I think that was around about here, so it would have come all the way back up and then did a second reversal. So did you guys stay in, the ones of you that were in? One sec, I'm just going to bring the chat up onto the screen. I just need to log in to do this, so give me a second. Okay, cool. All right, so Mohammed, you quit at break even. Davil, you stayed in. Ash, you stayed in. Has it hit target for you, Ash and Davil? Well, Davil, you're saying you're in, so I don't think it's hit target. How about you, Ash? Not yet. All right, fair enough. Well, like I said, you're committed now. It's very, very messy. But as we discussed in the webinar, and I think this was, this webinar wasn't posted publicly to YouTube. So those of you who aren't Forex Mastermind members won't exactly know what I'm talking about. But I'll just explain this real quick. So as we were talking about in the webinar, I said that this trade, if you looked to the left before you entered, you would have noticed all this mess. So I said to you guys that, you know, you may as well hold it at this point, but it's probably going to be a trade that takes a long time to get down to its target. And all we have to do is look to the left to see proof of that. Because on its way up, it took forever. Did all of this. So you see now what getting into a trade like this entails. When you look to the left and you see all of that mess, when you get into that trade, it's very, very possible. There's a high chance that that mess is going to repeat itself. So you've got in and all you're getting so far is this mess repeating itself. It's just going to be very messy. It might go down to your target, but it's going to take some time. So it's just playing out as predicted, really. So you still may as well hold. I mean, it's a very, very messy trade, but it still has a good chance of heading towards your target. All right, anyway, Euro AUD, what's going on with Euro AUD? It's stalling up here at resistance. Very strong bullish move. You know, Euro has been trending, but it's stalling up here on resistance. But I don't know. There's nothing I would really want to trade here, to be completely honest with you. Euro CAD, what is up with Euro CAD? It's just stuck between support resistance areas, isn't it? So nothing really. Euro GBP, what's up with Euro GBP? Again, stuck between two support resistance areas. Nothing interesting really going on. Euro JPY, stuck in between two support resistance areas. Nothing interesting going on. Euro New Zealand, same thing it looks like. Well, let's just blitz through these pairs. When I see something like this, when it's stuck between two support resistance areas, then I know straight away that there's not going to be any trade I would want to take, because I take trades from either support or resistance. So when I see this, I can just skip through the pair really quickly. This is why my analysis is very, very quick, because I could just blitz through it, and most pairs aren't going to have setups I want. All right, so Euro USD, is anyone long on this one? All right, Eric, you're long. Good. Jesper, still considering. Jesper, it's a bit late. If you wanted to get in, it's a bit late, I mean. Anyone else long on this one? I didn't take it. Just so you guys know, I didn't take it. Ash, you wanted to enter on the 8-hour, but it moved up too quick. Yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah, I was looking at it and I was considering it. I was thinking maybe it might be worth entering, but I looked to the left and this is just so messy. Like all through here. And the risk reward ratio was just not that appealing anyway. I mean, I looked at the risk to reward ratio, it just wasn't that interesting. We got 2.2 at the next resistance area, but with all this mess to get through, I didn't like it. I just didn't really see it as a great setup. Euro has been trending pretty heavily. I wouldn't be surprised if it's turning around to go back down. So yeah, I wasn't too interested in entering this trade. I'm not saying it's a bad trade, by the way, Eric. I'm just saying I personally wasn't interested in it. So yeah, what's going on with Euro USD right now? Well, very clearly it is stuck on, well, no, it has hit support and it is moving away. It could push all the way up to here. You know, no one really knows what it's going to do, but there's a chance that it's going to continue to push up. It's just a wait and see thing, but I didn't really see it as a strong enough opportunity to enter a trade. GBPAUD is stuck between two support resistance areas. GBPCAD is between two support resistance areas. This is becoming a common theme today. This one's somewhat interesting though. GBPCAD is somewhat interesting. Why is it interesting? Because it's broken below the support area and it made a nice strong move down. Now it's pulling back up to the support area. So what are we seeing here? What potential kind of setup are we seeing here? And keep in mind, this is a strong area of resistance. Look at these big moves here. Those are huge reversals there. Now it's broken above it, come back below it, and it's pushing back up to it. So what could we be seeing here? Anyone want to take a guess? Yeah, trend change, but what kind of setup is the question? Eric has hit the nail on the head, a continuation reversal. So what we've had here is a bullish trend. I guess this part was kind of bullish, but not really. But we had a bit of a bullish trend here, pushed up. Now it looks like the bullish trend is dying. I mean, it could be continuing up, but it could also be dying. You know, it's one of those situations where we're not quite sure what's going to happen yet. Could be that the bullish trend's dying, bears are taking control. Could be that the bullish trend will continue. So as reversal traders, what are we doing? Right now we're looking at this. Well, I am looking at this and thinking, if the bullish trend has died, if the bearish trend has now begun, what we might see here is a move up to this area. This area acts as resistance, then a continuation down to here. So we have potential for that. We have potential for that not right now, but when it hits this resistance area. So I'm going to be keeping a very close eye on GBPCAD because that's what I want to see. I want to see price pushing up to here, forming, showing me that it's stalling, and then I can possibly enter a continuation reversal. And this is sort of the best type of continuation reversal because this is us getting in at the start of the bearish trend. Not, halfway through when the bearish trend's over. We're getting in at the start of the bearish trend. So this is a good time to enter a continuation. If the bearish trend is just starting out, we're entering at a good point. We have a nice, good chance of price pushing all the way down to here. Because, the longer a trend lasts, the more likely it's going to die. And that's just a very logical thing. The longer a trend is alive, the higher the chance that it's going to die. A trend is always going to end at some point. So the longer that it's open, the more likely it will die. So this is what could be a fresh trend. And if we get in at the start, bam, we can make some nice profit. I'm going to keep a close eye on GBPCAD. I mean, it's not terribly exciting just yet because it hasn't hit resistance, but keep a close eye. It looks like it might want to push up to the 1.7450 resistance area, and we might be able to take a trade there. Actually, we already looked at GBPAUD. GBPAUD is actually doing something similar, but it's not as close. So let's also keep an eye on GBPAUD. Actually, this could be the end of the bullish GBP trend. Now it's coming back down, so this could be doing something like that. Let's also keep a close eye on GBPAUD. On GBPAUD, we're going to be looking at the 1.7380 resistance area. Keep a close eye on that resistance area, and let's see what happens. GBPCHF is actually doing a very similar thing right now, but I'm not a big fan of this pair. I don't even know why I have it open. Honestly, I think I have it open because you guys asked me about it the other day for this reversal here. I think you guys were talking about. Ended up being a very good reversal. But yeah, this is not a pair I normally trade. But it looks like it's doing a continuation reversal right now, but the setup doesn't look that great to me. Yeah, we haven't had enough of a move to the short side. So yeah, I'm not going to really do anything with that. GBPJPY, stalling on support. Nothing much there. GBPUSD. Huh. Could the trend be over on GBPUSD? Alright. I'm going to do something here. I'm just going to draw an imaginary indecision candle in my head. Just to see. Yeah, okay. Same sort of deal on GBPUSD as we have on GBPCAD and GBPAUD. This could be the start of a bearish trend on GBP. So GBP in general might be starting to head down. So we could be getting a continuation here. So, it's not set in stone. I'm not saying this is going to happen. It could just continue up, but it's something that's worth keeping an eye on. We're going to be watching these GBP pairs. GBPCAD, GBPAUD, and now GBPUSD. All right, New Zealand CAD, let's see what's happening here. Nothing much. New Zealand JPY is in between two areas. Yeah, it's pretty messy. Not interested. New Zealand USD. Okay. And New Zealand USD is stalling at resistance, but it looks like it's continuing up, and it's a bit messy. I'm kind of interested in this. The reason I'm interested in this is it looks like a bit of a reversal setup. So we have a nice strong bullish preceding trend. We have an attempted reversal. Price came back up, and now we've got a strong indecision candle. This current candle is pushing up, so it could just show us buyers are in control, and it could continue up. But if this candle doesn't manage to make a new high, this could be leading to a reversal. I'm going to keep a close eye on this. I want to see what happens. I want to see what happens to this particular candle here, this bullish candle that's currently open. I just want to see what happens, and if it starts pushing down, I'm going to keep a close eye on it. New Zealand USD potential short setup. Something might happen, but I'm not too convinced right now, to be honest. There's a decent risk to reward ratio, not that great to be honest, but yeah, let's keep an eye on it. Let's just see what happens. The problem I have with this mostly is it's very messy to the left. It's already made an attempt at reversing here. So this would have probably been a reversal setup on a lower time frame, maybe the 6 hour. Yeah, several attempts at reversing. One attempt here, one attempt there. So, this doesn't look that great, but it's something that's worth keeping an eye on. As with anything, when you see something interesting, you just monitor it, even though it's very possible that it won't turn into a trade. Fair enough, does that make sense? Yeah, USD CAD, we don't really have much going on. USD CHF is in between two support resistance areas, kind of. It looks like it's reversing a little bit, but it's a bit too late. Yeah, nothing much. USD JPY. I hate how the chat doesn't scroll down sometimes. USD JPY. And nothing much going on here either. All right, so it's a pretty, I'll say it's a pretty boring Tuesday, to be honest, but we do have some potential trades on the horizon. So these could be forming over the next, over the next 12 hours, maybe even some of the smaller time frames. We could even be looking at these ones, the GBPCAD, GBPAUD, GBPUSD. We could even be looking at these ones on the 8-hour chart. So don't get too committed to the daily charts. These could form on the 8-hour chart. All we're really looking for is a move up to here. We're looking for indecision here. So we can enter a potential continuation reversal. The first target will probably be here at the most recent low, but that very well might be extended all the way down to here. So these are worth keeping an eye on, a very close eye on. GBPCAD, GBPAUD, and GBPUSD. Yeah, Digitalk, I almost never trade it. I mean, I do take trades on there sometimes, but I just find myself sticking to, I find myself going to 6-hour for the lowest. And I know the next question is going to be why, but I don't know why. I honestly don't. I just tend not to trade the 4-hour charts. 4-hour is something that I'm mostly trading in low volatility conditions, like in 2014. You know, that time was extreme low volatility, so I started trading the 4-hour because you didn't really get enough movement for trades you were taking on the higher time frames. But these days, volatility is pretty good, and just 4-hour doesn't really feel that good anymore, I think. All right, so just a quick summary. GBPCAD. I'm looking at these on pretty much all time frames. The 4-hour, the 6-hour, the 8-hour, the 12-hour, the daily. But more likely than not, if I do take the trade, it'll probably be on the 8-hour or above. So I'm just monitoring on everything, but I'll probably take it on a higher time frame. What we're looking for is a nice push up to resistance, indecision, then a continuation reversal. Same goes for GBPAUD, pretty much the same setup. This one isn't moving as nicely, but if it pushes up to this resistance area, we could get a nice little continuation reversal. And the same goes for GBPUSD. This one is much closer. This one is it's actually very close to resistance. So keep a close eye on this one, see what happens when it hits this area properly. If we get a nice little indecision candle, we might be able to jump in for a short continuation trade. New Zealand USD, I'm monitoring this one on the daily. I just want to see what happens here. I want to see how this candle closes. I want to see if this candle starts pushing down. I just want to watch it. I just want to see what happens. Very likely I'm not going to enter a trade here, but it's quite clear what is happening here. We're getting indecision on top of resistance. So we're seeing signs on this resistance area that buyers are struggling to continue up. So it looks pretty decent in terms of it potentially reversing price, but it doesn't look decent in terms of there being a trade that I could enter here just because of, you know, a lot of factors like the messiness there, the fact that it's already attempted a few times to reverse, but it hasn't. So this is just worth keeping an eye on, but let's not get terribly excited. Thanks for watching the analysis. I hope it was useful. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit the like button below. Also, for instant notifications when I post analysis or other cool videos, subscribe to my YouTube channel by clicking the subscribe button below. Once the setups I share in this analysis trigger, I post live updates as I manage the trade, such as my entry, exit, stop, and when to get out of the trade. For these updates, add me on Facebook or Twitter by clicking the buttons below. I'll see you in the next video.